So I'm out here doing some gigs today for extra change on the weekends. Currently, I'm a teacher by week, a gigger by evenings and weekends, and a gigster, as you can call it. I just want to expound upon how disappointed I am in the AI algorithms and how they are taking over the call centers and in a way that is not effective. I used to be an IVR chatbot workflow engineer and chatbot trainer, chatbot developer, and I still am really. My most recent project was with Meta, and I was, believe it or not, because how low the pay was at Meta, I was out here gigging on the weekends, doing substitute teaching on the side, whatever. It's been a very tough economic market these past couple years for people, and you'd be surprised what people are doing to survive out here. So a lot of times when you do gig apps, you end up automatically deactivated if people report you for anything. The AI automatically reviews your appeal, and if you mention certain keywords, it's going to automatically reject it. It's not even reviewed by a human. You call in, and the call center has notes that are a whisperer, notes that are automatically outputted either by Google Cloud Platform or Amazon Bedrock agent, and it's going to tell you some very cliche run-of-the-mill things without actually hearing your problem out. And they're going to tell the call agent to tell you the same stuff, and they're going to regurgitate information back to you that's not human, that's not thought out, no critical thinking involved, no empathy. I understand your problem, but, and they'll say the same thing that you just said back to you, or not. They're going to skip to the what the paper says, which is what's outputted by another chatbot. So the chatbot is trying to weed out anybody who makes any simple errors, and it's going to automatically try to get you removed. And all they're going to tell you is to keep running your account up to 100 orders so you can get the violation off. But they're not really going to remove the violation. There's another database where they're going to collect that and keep it as a permanent mark against you, so that one day, if you make a certain number of mistakes, and they could be minor, I'm not even talking about anything major, because if it's major, that's on you. That's a character thing for some people if they're really out here stealing food from people and things like that. And maybe some people really are desperate, and so I can't comment on that. What I'm talking about is little minor errors that add up over time, and one day you're just deactivated suddenly. And it's really a blessing in disguise for some people. They don't need to be working for these little gig apps anyway. They don't deserve the time that people are putting into for little scraps of change. But it shows you how the society we're in is being taken over, and we're about to run into some big problems because these AI agents aren't human golden level tested, and they're going to end up causing things to combust inside out, and companies are going to suffer for it. And my suggestion is that at least get humans to make sure, human experts who understand probability and statistics and machine learning engineering from a human perspective, even with a psychology background, to make sure that these metrics, it used to be precision recall, specificity, boost scores, perplexity, things like that. But of course, it's ROUD and other kinds of metrics, benchmarks now that are really vanity metrics and don't really tell you much about how the agent's really doing. But we need a way of measuring and operationalizing a human expert's level. I mean, I'm talking about a high level human expert, not somebody who's been in a call center for 2 months, who barely knows what they're doing, but someone who's experienced, not a novice, and that the model can emulate them on a higher level. And it's the same thing over and over again. Well, I feel like I've been saying this same thing for years, and I'm saying it again today, but I'm being impacted. My life is impacted now by it, and I've been saying this for years and years because I've always been passionate about this topic. So my main point is just that AI has to step it up in listening to the human and whispering from the human expert's perspective. And this is yet again another example. Anyway, Shout out to anybody out there who gets what I'm saying. If you love machine learning, if you love data science, AI, and you want it to be more human and empathetic on a deeper level, not just a superficial level, then say hey. And thank you for listening to this little rant.